Grab your glasses, everybody. It's time for a Moonshine Safari. Woo, woo, woo! It's time for Shoutouts.
Welcome, everybody, to our 9th episode of Moonshine Safari. I'm Josh.
I'm Dina.
And we welcome you. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you for showing up. Hey, we've got a lot to talk about today and some fun and cool things, but what we always like to start out our show with is some shout-outs. So today, we would like to do a shout-out to my nephew, Big D. You know who you are. I'm not going to give your name out over the airwaves, but Big D, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, D.
Yeah. And thank you
miss
so
you.
much. Yep, we miss you. Hey, guess what's coming up this week? Dina, what are we going on Friday?
Oh, we are going to an awesome concert.
Yeah, we're going to the Eagles.
I'm so excited.
Me too. It's going to be great. So we're going to have next week's podcast is going to have a special section when we talk about our music. We're going to talk about our experience at the concert and everything that we see, how Vince Gill does, and how...
who I think is an awesome addition.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
He is
I mean,
amazing.
it's sad, of course. You know, we always miss Glenn Fry, but Vince Gill is just amazing.
Right. And, of course, Glenn Fry's son's going to be there. He performs as well. So we'll report back on that to you next week. And a big shout-out we want to give to our daughter, Robin. Robin went on a Moonshine Safari and she scored big time.
Big time.
It's unfortunate that we still cannot get the old Smoky Hunch Punch.
We miss it
in our area anywhere and can't find it anywhere. But the shout out to Robin is because Robin is smart. In fact, she's getting a degree in chemistry, but she came up with an idea that, well, it works.
Works perfectly.
So,
well, as close as we can get it.
Exactly. So in our last section that we talk about our Moonshine Safari, we're going to get in more detail on what she did. But we're going to give a big shout out to Robin. Robin, thank you so much for finding that for us.
And that's just her latest thing to help us with. She's been fantastic.
Exactly. And then one last shout out I'd like to give, and I didn't tell Adina, I didn't tell you about this, but I'd like to give out a happy belated birthday to Acoustic Tuesday. If you're not sure what Acoustic Tuesday is,
check it out.
Check it out. Go online, look up Tony Policastro or Acoustic Tuesday. It's just an acoustic guitar community. It's very cool, very positive. It's like low stress. If you're thinking about learning guitar, or you have, or you're in a rut, or you have any of this, yes, this is. I don't get any money from them. They don't even know I'm doing this, okay? I'm just telling you, because I'm a part of it. It's cool.
Great thing for guitar geeks.
It is a great thing for guitar geeks. They have, well, and if you even want to go further, go to acousticlife.tv, and you'll be lost for hours, okay? All right, so happy belated birthday, Acoustic Tuesday. All right, coming up, what is Josh and Dina listening to? Hold on, we'll be right back.
What's Josh listening to?
Service has a Southern Rock channel, and I was getting ready for our Eagles concert, and they were part of that channel. Mm-hmm. And so I started listening to that, and it included some Blackberry Smoke, which we all know we love.
Yeah.
And Leonard Skinner and all the classics. So I have been listening to that this week.
Fantastic. And I have to say, I've been listening to that a little bit myself because you told me about it, and I'll just tell you guys, it's
a nice mix.
It's a nice mix. Every time I click on it, the first song that comes on is a Leonard Skinner song. And then it's like a Marshall Tucker Band song. And then it's a Molly Hatchet song. And then it's an Allman Brothers song. And then it's a Blackberry Smoke song. And then it just goes in. It just keeps, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's really good. So what am I listening to? Well, this band also is in the mix on that channel. And this is a band that it was not on my radar, kind of like Blackberry Smoke. Growing up, I'd heard it. And when I tell you about them, you're going to go, oh, dude, what are you talking about? You should have known this for a long time. And the band I'm talking about is called the Black Crowes. All right. So you're going, yeah. And some of you might go, yeah, they're not really Southern rock, but they actually are. Black Crowes, Rich. Was it Rich? Rich and Chris Robinson, brothers, and they broke. I mean, the band has been broken up. They got back together and they broke up again. Now they're broke up now for good. But they formed back in '89, and probably the number one hit that you would recognize when they play the song is "Hard to Handle," and "Shake Your Moneymaker" was their breakout album. So I've been getting acquainted with the Black Crowes, and there are also other bands that, like, each one of the brothers now have their own bands going on. So you can actually follow the let's see, what is it, the Robinson Brother or something, and then the Magpie Salute, and they got a bunch of other little things.
Wow.
Yeah, so
They all sound pretty good.
I like them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because they all have the bluesy Southern rock influence and stuff. So I dig.
That's
I
awesome.
totally dig. So check out the Black Crowes if you have not listened to them. And if you like them, great. Put something down. And if you remember, if you ever have a suggestion that you'd like for us to listen to, go, hey, what about these people? What about them? Put it in the comments, or contact us in any one of our myriad of social media outlets. We have everything. Just look up Moonshine Safari. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on everything. Yes, everything. So, drop us a line. Reach out. Touch us gently. We'll be back in just a little bit with our funny of the week. Welcome back to Moonshine Safari, everybody. This is our funny of the week.
Well, I just have a story to tell. It's been raining for days and days now, and Josh seems very depressed by it. He keeps standing by the window and staring. I guess if it continues, I'm going to have to let him in.
Get ready to get your bridges in a bunch. It's time for peeve of the week.
That was funny. Yeah, I wish she would let me in. That would be great. Standing out here in the rain, all depressed.
You're okay.
No, we're in Arizona and it hardly rains out here. And after it does, you'll be dry in like 5 seconds, so it's not that big a deal. So, okay, our next section. My tongue covered my eye teeth. I couldn't see what I was saying. Is peeve of the week, and I'm going to take it again. I don't know what it is, folks. And I'm just telling you, I have witnesses. I have witnesses in my family. My witnesses are Dina and Robin and Del Toro. They all can attest to it. Okay? Whenever we have ordered food,
it's true.
It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if it's breakfast or lunch or dinner. It doesn't matter if it's a snack. It doesn't matter what it is. Somehow they always mess up my order. And it's like, I laugh about it now because it used to, it has really pissed me off to the point of a couple of times I got so mad, I took it and just threw it in the sink. I was so upset. And I wouldn't eat it. I was just like, I'm not eating this. I don't care. It's just, it was so...
It does always seem to be your food.
It is so... And so now it's like, to me, it's just like, I'm just wondering how it's going to come this time. If it comes. A lot of times it'll come, but...
Well, what's interesting is we've even been at restaurants where you order something and that's the thing they don't have.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
It's so weird.
I don't know what it is, but...
It's like a black cloud.
It is. It's kind of like that. I'm not sure what it is. Now... Let me say that I don't not ever get what I want. I can't say that.
It just seems if somebody's food is going to come wrong, it's going to be yours.
Right. And that is a large percentage of the time. I'm just saying, I wouldn't say it's like, 80, 90% of the time. No, I wouldn't go that. I was like, it's probably 30% of the time my order's going to come screwed up somehow.
It's significant.
And it's pretty funny because the kids, when the kids bring it, they're all very careful. I'll make sure that it's right. But when we DoorDash it or whatever whatever we're using that's going to deliver food to us, they don't know. But
right.
So that's my peeve. But
it's a big one.
Yeah, what can you do? You want to be careful and not complain too much because then they'll spit in your food next time. So, all right, coming up, Dina's got pro tip of the week. Hang tight.
Get out your notepads. It's time for Pro Tip of the Week.
Welcome back, everybody. Dina's got the Pro Tip of the Week. Dina, what you got for us?
So it seems like when it comes to credit, you have a few different schools of thought. You have some people who are afraid to use it at all, and so they try to use cash for everything that they do, which is a noble idea, but not helpful in your day-to-day life. And then you have people who way overuse it and are maxed on everything. And then you have the in-betweens, which tend to handle it better. For those people who have never established credit or never tried to build their credit, sometimes it's hard to get started once they realize they need to. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that you can do is go ahead and try to get a couple of secured cards. As far as big banks go, Wells Fargo is one of the ones that does secured credit cards, and that's a good one. Capital One used to do them. I haven't checked into that one for a while, but it's a good way to get started. And the way that works is you have to deposit, say, $300 if you're going to get a $300 credit limit. And the reason they do that is because technically at that point there's no risk to the bank. The bank has the money to back up the credit line that you've been given. And then if you're on time for X amount of time after that, 6 months, whatever it happens to be, they will transfer you over into a standard credit card and you can actually take your money back out. But it's a good way to get started, and it has a better impact than, say, an authorized user account on somebody else's credit, because it's completely yours. So it's one of the things that I tend to recommend to people when they're trying to get their credit just started. Even after bankruptcy, sometimes it's a good way to get going. 1 credit card is good, 2 credit cards is better. Alternate, buy your gas, your groceries, anything that you normally pay cash for, and then pay it off, or at least almost at the end of the month. You might want to leave about a $20 or $25 balance on it so that it has something to score you off of. But for the most part, you can keep them paid down to almost nothing so that your interest is negligible, but it does help you in the long run to establish or reestablish credit.
Awesome. All right, guys. There's some very important and valuable information that Dina is sharing with you for free. So if you have any questions or anything, or you reach out to us. There might be something we can do, or put you in front of somebody who can answer your questions. Okay. So if you have anything like that, or if you're someone out there who offers those types of services, also put that in the comments down below. Okay. Coming up, we're going to keep talking about our Moonshine Safari, which is our marriage, life, whatever. And so hang tight. Part 6 is coming up.
Shh. Quiet and listen. It's time for Marriage Story of the Week.
And we are here before you to talk about our life. Last episode, we talked about the wedding.
The wedding.
We talked about the
honeymoon.
The honeymoon. Well, not in great detail. That
no,
anybody
but
needs to
just
know, but
in
where
general,
we were,
the events and all that.
So that's where we're picking up. I think that's where we stopped,
Yep.
and we're picking up.
I think that's where it is.
So, we get up. I guess honestly, I don't ever remember driving to the apartment.
Well, like I said, I think we went straight to your sister's
Is that what we did?
and opened gifts.
Oh, okay. And then
I'm sure after that we went to our apartment.
have we talked about the apartment yet? I don't know if we've talked about
I
the
don't know
apartment
that
yet.
I don't know how much we've said about it.
Well,
to be
we had a
honest.
little apartment. It was like, what,
635 square feet. See, I still remember.
635 square feet.
1 bedroom.
Our garage is almost that size right now.
Yeah.
It's
just 2 of us.
yeah, it was just 2 of us. I furnished the majority of the apartment with like $850.
Yeah.
And that was a couch, a love seat, 2 side tables, a coffee table, a little glass top, cheapo 4-seat
Kitchen table. Yeah.
that we probably sat on once because they were so cheap.
Well, that we could have just not even bought.
should have
We just never
probably not,
even
'cause-
used them. We
well, it
just
was
thought
too
we were
small.
supposed to have one.
Right, we were supposed to have a table. That's what couples do.
Right.
And, what you're supposed to have, and that's what we did. And we had a cat, Now I talked about the cat. Did I talk
We
about
did.
the cat?
You did talk about the cat.
I think I did
scaring
talk
you.
about the cat. Yeah. Okay. So I don't always remember that, but okay. So transitioning from, I always lived with my parents. I never lived alone, except for
Neither did I.
the week before we got married, and neither did she. And now you take two people
We're living together.
who've never
Right.
been independent
Trying to figure out how to be
together,
a couple. Yeah.
and figure it out because, there are a lot of things that I didn't have to do growing up. I didn't have to do my own laundry. I knew kind of how to do laundry, but I didn't have to do it. And plus, I'd had jobs that, I had to do laundry and stuff when I was even at Peter Piper Pizza. I had to do the laundry. I had to wash the aprons and the towels and stuff.
So they have a washer and dryer there?
Not a dryer.
Interesting. So what
Just
did
a
you do?
washer.
Hang them up?
Mm-hmm. We just hung them up
Huh.
to dry.
See?
The towels didn't matter too
Even
much
I'm
because they were a
learning.
little damp, but the big thing we just hang them up.
Yeah.
There was and they would dry fast because they would dry fast.
Interesting.
So learned how to do that stuff, but and you probably heard this, and as maybe you think it's cliche or not, but it is true. Dina has trained me in some areas.
It is cliche. I think we've trained each other.
I came not trained in a few arenas, and one of them would be kicking my clothes off and just leaving them in the floor. That's what I did when I was at home in my bedroom. That's what I did.
The towel.
We'll get
But
to
there
the
was a
towel. Okay,
reason.
yeah, we'll get to
Okay,
the towel.
right.
Yeah, we'll do the towel in just a minute. But yeah, when I talk about the clothes and picking the clothes up off the floor and putting them in a hamper, we didn't have hampers. We didn't have a hamper. I had a pile on the floor
Okay.
in my room.
You really didn't even have anything to put your dirty clothes in?
No.
So your mom would just come and pick them up off the floor?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, what we would do, it depends. Okay, now, I in Mississippi, the washer machine was in the hall, and our rooms were, right there. So, and I was too little, really. And,
Right.
Well, when I was 15, we had them in piles in the floor. If I remember correctly, Mom would say, get your dirty clothes together and just put them in the floor, and then she would go through forever. But now, when we moved here, it was in a garage, and if you remember, if you went out into to her labyrinth of a garage,
Right.
there was always piles of dirty clothes up to your knees.
No, it's true. There was a lot of
There
that.
was a lot, always, and that was like that, always. So, but I didn't I didn't put them out there because I, felt the need to be neat. I just wanted them washed.
No, right. Of course.
So Dina trained me how to pick up my dirty clothes and put them where they belong, in a hamper.
Well, because we didn't have laundry
hold up. Ironically, after she would wash them, she couldn't find where to put them away.
I just didn't.
Dina, tell the good people who are listening. Tell them about the laundry chair.
I wanted them clean. I just didn't care if they got put away. So, the laundry chair, okay, I was never good at putting them away, let's be fair. When we had to go do laundry at your mother's house every weekend, that was different because we had to fold them, we had to put them away, we had to bring them home. Once we had our first kid, and then when Del Toro was born, I didn't realize that work doesn't just double, it goes up exponentially with your next kid. So I would wash clothes and just dump them in the recliner in the family room, living room, whatever. And I actually do have a picture of the clothes that
Yes.
are taller than me.
Perhaps someday, if we have some good Patreon members, perhaps we'll put that picture
We'll
up
post
there
a picture.
and
Yeah,
you can
because
see
it
that
exists.
It exists. I've seen it. I know.
Yes.
Well, I lived it. I
Yes.
lived it.
Well, you used to have to pull out your shirts and iron them.
I used to, right, because where I
they
used
were
to
always
work,
wrinkled.
right, where I used to work, well, 2 prior jobs, which we'll talk about at some point, required shirt and tie. So, and I hated wrinkled clothes. Oh, I still do.
You were
to this
always
day.
very particular about that.
Oh, to this day, I hate it because my mom could iron. Boy, she could, yeah, she knew how to iron. Because my dad had to wear, shirt
Always,
and tie
right.
for years and years and years, and then when he came out here, he was a little more lax, but he still had to wear, like a button-up shirt. So, and
my entire purpose in life was buying clothes that I did not have to iron.
Well, I would prefer that, but even cotton, which they say it's going to get wrinkly. It just is.
Sure, cotton's one of the worst.
All right. And then, of course, the way we do laundry, we cram as much as we can in the washing machine.
Sure.
And then cram it in the dryer, and then of course, if it sits in the washer or dryer for any amount of time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
wrinkled.
wrinkle. Absolutely.
Yeah. So and that drives me insane. That's another one of my peeves that probably bring up sometimes, like wrinkly shirts. That drives me crazy.
Every now and again, I would iron your shirts, but I was never as good as your mom.
Well, I mean, my mom.
I was never as good as my mom either.
I was gonna say, but it was a different era. And,
It was.
And they had way more experience doing it than you had doing it. So that it's not like even you were ironing as a young person for your dad or your brothers or anything like that. So, or even your mom for that matter.
Even now, I buy a wrinkle releaser. I don't know.
That stuff works though.
It does.
And it smells good. It smells wonderful. So we have the clothes and the clean clothes shirt. Well, at least it was clean. That was good. I mean, I never had to worry about dirty clothes. That was not the issue. So we have one other thing we want to discuss before we move on to our Moonshine Safari. And this is what I just kind of on Dina's is, why don't you bring that up?
So I grew up in Arizona, so we used our shower bath towels for at least a week when we would start one. To be fair, and I never put this into context when I was younger, but to be fair, Josh grew up in the southeastern United States, where it's hot and humid all the time. And so they didn't use towels but once because they didn't dry. But here they do. Here they dry in like 5 seconds. Where he's from, they didn't. So when he was done with the towel one time, he would leave it on the floor. And I would get mad and ask, why are you putting the towel on the floor? Use it tonight or whatever, tomorrow, whatever it happens to be. And it drove me nuts. That's one of the things that actually did drive me nuts. I'm like, I'm not going to wash 7 towels a week for you when you can use one for the whole week.
Well, did you see that I can still picture it. Like you go in my mom's garage, and
well, there was always tons
a pile
of
towels.
Holy moly, there was a lot of towels.
Because they didn't change. They didn't change the way they did things. You trained me. Because I remember I was just like, I didn't understand why you were so offended. I was like, I didn't even understand. Because it was like, I remember it's like, why are you using so many towels? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm using the same amount of towels I always use. So I'm not like extra. I'm not like extra wet or like I don't know. And it's like I didn't understand that. I mean, like seriously, she was taking. It's like wow, I didn't realize towel usage was a thing out here.
Well,
but now I understand. I do. I get it. It's you don't have to do that. But yeah, in the South or high humidity areas, if you don't have good ventilation, stuff molds and mildews, and then you don't want. That's not.
You don't.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
you're
gross.
not going to use that. So
yeah, that's disgusting.
All
right. Well, do you think that's a good place to stop, or you think we should move on? You got anything else you want to share?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that in that first apartment, and probably honestly for several years, when I was trying to learn because I wasn't working as much as you, so the idea was I was trying to keep the apartment clean, and I wasn't good at it. And so what would happen is I was always very particular about bathrooms. I've always been that way, but like pretty much other than trying to make sure it wasn't like hazardous, I would just let stuff build and build and build for a week to where there was stuff everywhere. And then at the end of the week, I would take a whole day and clean, and then it was nice and clean and fresh and everything felt good. And then we would go, it was a cycle. It was constant.
You were such a happy person on those days. I remember those days.
I don't even remember being in a bad mood.
Such a warm, like it would be like if Snow White was in your house whistling and the birds were flying around and helping her clean and, you know.
You might as well tell them that you're being sarcastic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up next, Moonshine Safari. Homemade Hunch Punch.
Homemade.
That's right. Hang on.
Get out your glasses. It's time for the Moonshine Safari drinks and recipes.
Of drinks or
all the
food
fun.
or this is the fun stuff.
This is the fun stuff.
Yeah, this is like the exclamation point of our life. This is what we like to do. Okay, so we kind of told you what was coming up, and this is the goes out to, and all the props go out to Robin for doing this and figuring
For
it out.
thinking of it.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't think of it, but she's obviously smarter than we are, or quicker. Maybe just because we're old.
That could be.
That could be. So, now, okay. The Hunch Punch, for those of you who don't know, we've been trying to get a Hunch Punch, or we're trying to find it, and it's like their fruit punch.
The Old Smoky brand.
Right, Old Smoky brand. It's like a fruit punch moonshine. It's delicious. I would say it's up there being my favorite. And we've not been able to find any. So Robin had the idea of getting some fruit punch. Now, what kind did you guys get? What kind was that?
It's the Simply brand fruit punch.
Like that Simply Made?
Like the Simply Orange. So, you can get all that stuff.
So that Simply Made lemonade, Simply Made cranberry, Simply Made,
Right.
or whatever it is. Okay,
Right.
so all right, so I remember she got just like a single serving of that.
Because that's all we could find at that
Right.
store.
And then we had a 750 milliliter or just a jar of the White Lightning moonshine. Okay, so I poured out about half of that. I didn't pour it out.
Yeah, that would be a tragedy.
Saved it. I mean, I drank some of it. I mean, come on, give me a break. I'm not a barbarian.
Right.
Okay. And then poured the fruit punch into the jar and filled it up to the top. Screwed the lid on, shook it up a little bit, and put it in the refrigerator for overnight.
The Furrator.
Ooh, let me tell you, son, was that delicious.
It was awesome.
It's okay. It's not quite
But it's as close as we've gotten.
right. So Old Smoky, we've gotten down and making our own. Please,
We miss it.
we need some Hunch Punch. Okay,
But it's a good option.
No, it is a good option. And remember the Jerusalem juice that we made last time? We did that with pomegranate juice. So, I'm going to be trying, because we can't get the lemon drop or any of the lemon flavored moonshines out here. We just have a hard time. So, you moonshine distillers out there, if you guys are listening, okay,
We want to try things.
Phoenix metro area needs you. Send
Yeah.
people out here, okay?
There's something about Arizona. It's hard to get a lot of that stuff.
It is, and this is we have great restaurants, we have
Yeah.
great venues, we have music, and people are partying and doing all kinds of fun stuff. And yeah, please, it'd be great. But I was gonna, I'm not gonna tell you what. Okay, the hint was we wanted some kind of lemon, so that's gonna be coming up in a future show. Tell you how it works out. I think that's all I've got.
I think that's it.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else, we don't have anything else. So we'll be coming back and seeing you next week for another Moonshine Safari.
Check us out for the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Recap.
Eagles coming. That's going to be a special part of the next show. So Friday night Eagles concert. It's going to be amazing. If you're going there, let us know in your comments below. And hope you have a great time. Guys, have a great week.
Have a great week,
we'll see you.
everyone.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dina.
Ciao.
Hey y'all, welcome to Moonshine Safari. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as well as check the description for information on our social media sites, as well as our Patreon account to help support our adventures in the Moonshine Wilderness.